Good afternoon. I, Anila Pillai, is live from Rotary Optimus Studio at Rotary International Presidential Conference at Hyderabad. I'm very happy to be with His Excellency Wael Mohamed from Egypt, and we were just having some talk with him because this country is very dear to me. The reason being, I have visited Egypt, and the moments I have treasured from there, I would like to share that too with Hamid. Oh, Hamid, my one question is that have you tied up some agreements or some trade agreements with India?
Well, thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here in Hyderabad, a beautiful city, and the hospitality of the people and the smiling faces. I've been feeling the positive vibes since I came here to the city, and it really spreads. And it really put me in this mood of really communicating and feeling the spirit of Rotary International. Egypt and India, we have always been friends since 2000, 3000, approximately 3,000 years. Even at the times of the pharaohs, we have been there. We have been there, and we have been trading with each other. So we have always had trade relations. Maybe the latest thing that we have in this was just 10 days ago or 2 weeks ago. We had a group of specialists coming from Egypt to inspect Indian wheat and see if it's possible to import wheat from India into Egypt, or what are the things that are keeping this from happening. And they found out that actually there is nothing that is keeping this from happening. And we have added India to the group of countries from which we will export wheat very soon. And this is one of the things, one of the newest things. It's only just, as I said, just 10 days ago. So trade relations are flourishing between both countries, and I'm happy to announce that even though this number is not big, but last year we have increased from approximately 3.6 billion US dollars to 4.5 billion US dollars. Of course, the potentials between a country the size of India and a country the size of Egypt in terms of trade is much more than 4.5 billion, but at least we can say that the increase at the time of the pandemic means that there is more potentials, and that we are actually trying as much as we can to make sure of the potentials.
Great that you may say it, that, but it is a beginning. What we have done
Absolutely.
is it may not be magnanimous task. How about the youth in Egypt looking to the world, window of world?
The youth in Egypt. I'm not sure if there's something called youth in Egypt or youth in India or youth in the US or youth anywhere in the world. The youth have become international. They see each other, they know each other, they have become very much alike. They dream of the same things. Today we were speaking about peace. If we ask our children, if we ask my two sons, they will tell you that we are dreaming about peace. And I always say that the more people interact together, people to people interaction, and especially when it comes to the youth, the more the countries will understand each other, and the more they will know about each other and appreciate each other. So youth is extremely important. We are in 2 countries here in which youth is more than 40% of the population. This means that the future is not for us. We're not old, but the future is for our children, and we should provide them with everything possible, including a world vision that is based on peace, on understanding, on respect. This is something that we have to give to them.
That's lovely, because in India also youth population is over 55%, and we look the young India in future and how we exchange the skills with them. And that's
Can I just interrupt you for a second? Because there was this very interesting quote from His Excellency the President of India. He said that a young and forward-looking nation is built by young and forward-looking youth.
Absolutely.
And it applies to Egypt as much as it applies to India.
Absolutely. How sweet. And you remembered that quote from His Excellency. And one thing is, I would like to share that youth from India, that is the Rotractors, it is a wing of Rotary Club for the students. We have signed a twin club agreement with the Rotractors of Egypt. And it was not just signing the agreement or exchange of idea, it is being maintained. They are exchanging their ideas and the e-bulletin, what is happening in their city and our city, and what are their activities. And they are making it boundary-less world, as you rightly mentioned, youth is youth.
International.
So any message for them you would like to give?
Well, what I can tell for the youth in India is that the youth in Egypt would love to be in contact with you, would love to understand more about India, because sometimes, and this is something that we really have to work on, especially through the youth, sometimes in Egypt, most of the people know India in terms of Bollywood, spicy food, but India is about much more than that.
Much more.
And in India, people know Egypt about the pyramids, the desert, but Egypt is much more than that. So the more we get the youth to interact with each other, the more we build bridges, the more friendlier we become, even though we are already friends since time immemorial. But we can still build bridges together. And the Rotary actors are the ones who are actually going to do that, and we're counting on them. So best of luck in the context between the youth in both worlds, especially from the Rotary.
Thank you so very much for this kind note and your future approach to the youth and the exchange. Thank you so very much, and you're going to be a great facilitator for that.
Thank you very much for having me, and I'm driven by the word of the microphone you have in your hand, Optimus. It brings optimism. So let's all keep optimistic, and all the best for Rotary in Egypt, all the best for Rotary in India. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much.